Hello everyone. So today we are going to start a new series on JavaScript interview questions. So let me tell you from basic to advanced. So I will cover everything from scratch, like from basic, and then we will move to medium level questions, then we will move to advanced level questions. So the first question is, what is the difference between let, var and const? Let, var and const. Okay, so firstly, we should know that what are these keywords? Like we are having let, var, and const. So these are the keywords to declare variables in JavaScript. So var is an older way to declare variable. Let and const is the new way to declare variables. Okay, so var was there when before the advent of ES6. After the advent of ES6, we are having let and const. So let's understand the differences. The first difference is scope difference. So var is having a function scope. Okay, here we are having firstly we will cover this way like a scope difference. So var is having a function scope. Let and const is having a block scope. Okay, block scope. So let's cover the var thing. Okay, so let me create a function test, and then I am defining some variable var x is equal to 10. Okay, and let me call this function test function. Okay, so as I have already told you that var is a function scope, so we are having a function, the function name is test. Okay, so if I am trying to get this value, this x value outside of this function, okay, so will we able to get that value or it will throw us some error? So definitely it will throw us an error. Why? Because where is a function scope, and if I am trying to access that value outside of that function, so definitely it will throw us an error. So let's run it out and see the output. So we can see that it's showing reference error, x is not defined. Why? Because where is a function scope. Okay, now let's see the difference of let and const. So let and const are block scope. Okay, so what's the meaning of that? Let me define some value. Let a is equal to 5. Okay, and let me put this inside this block. Okay, and let me try to console it out. Let me try to console it out here. So as I have told that let is a block scope. Okay, so if I am trying to access this value outside of this block, this curly braces is a block basically. So outside of this block, if I am trying to access this value, again this will throw us an error that a is not defined. But if I am doing this thing with var, so this will definitely not throw us an error, because var is a function scope and it does not respect the blocking thing. Okay, so if I am trying to do if I'm trying to get this value outside of this block, so definitely I can get that in case of var. Okay, but in case of let, it will not allow us to do that because let is a block scope, and if I'm trying to access that value outside of this block, so definitely this will throw us an error, that is reference error. A is not defined. Okay, now let's see more example. Okay, let me write out a simple example like true. Okay, and var a is equal to 5. Okay, and let me console the output, console.log a. Okay, so here as we know that if we are having true basically means 1 and false basically means 0. So if it's a truthy value, so it will enter inside this block. Okay, and here what we are doing, we are consoling the output here outside of this block. Again, var is a function scope, and what we are doing here, if it's truthy, then we are consoling the output but outside of this block, but it will not respect the blocking thing, and again we will get the output without any issue. So let me run this and we will see the output. If I am doing same thing with let, so again it will throw us an error that a is not defined. So this is about let and where. Now let's go with const thing. Okay, again const is a block scope. Okay, if I am doing same thing with const, let me write a is equal to 10. Okay, and let me put this inside this. Okay, and if I am trying to access the outside of this block, so definitely again it will throw us what? Again it will say reference error, a is not defined in case of const also. So this is about blocking thing. Okay, now let's go with, I think I have covered everything in scoping difference now. Yeah, this is fine for scoping. Now let's go with next. We are having redeclaration. So let me write it out a variable where a is equal to 10. Let me write out again where a is equal to 30. Okay, so in case of where, redeclaration is possible if I am trying to console the output. So what I will get? I will get 30, because in case of where, redeclaration is allowed. Okay, but if I am doing this thing with, let me show you the let is done. Now let's do with let where is done. Let's do this with where y is equal to 10. Again let let y is equal to 10. Again let y is equal to 20. Okay, if I am doing this with let, so will this allow redeclaration is allowed or not? No, redeclaration is not allowed in case of let. If I am doing this, so what it will do, it will again throw a syntax error that identifier y has already been declared. So this is not possible. Redeclaration is not allowed in let. Okay, now let's go with const thing also. Const a is equal to 10. Now let's do const a is equal to 30, and now let's console the output, console log a, and let's run this. Again what it will show us, that syntax error identifier a has already been declared. This is in case of const. So in const also redeclaration is not allowed. Okay, now let's go with we are having reassignment. Okay, let's take the example for where again. Where a is equal to 10, a is equal to 20. So in case of where, reassignment is allowed, and if I am running this, so it will not throw us an error and it will show the output like we are having 20. This is about where. Now let's go with let a is equal to 20. Now a is equal to 30. Now let's console the output a. So what it will show us? It will show us 30 because reassignment is allowed in let. Okay, now one left. We are having const. So let me write out let a, const a is equal to 30. Now a is equal to 40. Let me console the output. So it will show that it's not allowed. Type error, assignment to const variable. We can understand the term that we are having const. Const basically means it's constant. So once we have defined the value, so we can't update it because it's a constant. So I hope you understand the differences between let, where and const. Definitely we will cover the output based questions also in further videos regarding on the basis of this topic only, like let, where and const. And we will see hoisting thing also, that how hoisting behaves inside the variables. So I hope you understand. Thank you.